off for a little run this morning with Alex Bellini here. And Alex has been a friend of mine for a few months now. He lives in Tame, and he's a very interesting character. Oh, big bus. An adventurer extreme, and I've got a few questions that I want to ask him today if we can dodge between the traffic here, the back roads of Tame. So Alex, first of all, hey, how you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. What is more extreme than running on a road with traffic?
With a camera, dodging traffic. Yes, you're right. The danger element is always good. No, you've done all sorts of crazy things. Well, some might think they're crazy. You probably think they're perfectly sane. I'm tending to agree with that as well. Like running across America and rowing the biggest oceans of the world. But you've got something coming up. I think it's next year. Adrift.
Yeah.
Where you're. Well, I'll let you explain it in a second, but. Essentially, you're going to be casting yourself on an iceberg in a survival capsule for up to 12 months.
Yeah.
And the question I want to ask you first of all, is the question I'm sure you get asked most of all, as I do, is why?
Well, to be honest, this is something no one has ever asked me. I'm just kidding. The reason is because I want to investigate how human beings deal with the lack of control in their life and the lack of movement. So basically, on my adventure on the tip of an iceberg, I will be without control on the events. I need to accept what the life will brings along, and I hope this will help me when I'll be back on land to manage better with those events that goes out of my control. And this is a kind of self-exploration. There is a geographically target to reach. I just want to get closer to my inner point of myself and see how it's going on.
Well, it's very different to other adventures you've done, which have been extreme levels of physical endurance, running 5,200 kilometers from LA to New York, probably the most, in my mind, the most, kind of the one I can relate to the most in a weird way. And this is presumably going to involve very little in the way of physical exertion. How are you going to deal with that, or is that going to be an easy thing to do?
Yeah, you're right. It's going to be very low amount of physical activity, and for this reason, it's going to be very interesting because you know your physical activities affects your state of mind, your mindset. So, how will a human being living without movement? And you just need to find different way to motivate yourself, to stay focused, to stay on track, and don't go away with your thoughts. Because my thoughts, our thoughts, are the most impactful tools we have to manage with the unexpected event in life.
Yeah, no, I agree. And when you're alone in particular, you have more time to think, you have more time to play these scenarios out, and it's being able to control those thoughts is going to be a really, well, I can imagine how powerful an experience that's going to be, and very similar in many ways and to the physical challenges that you've done in the past with the rowing and the running. So
rowing is the easiest part of my adventure.
The rowing.
Hardest is accept the life as it is. Don't ask nothing more, nothing less than what you have in your hands, and start to differentiate the thing you have control from the thing you have not control on. So this is make a big part of my adventures.
Figuring out what's within your circle of influence and what isn't, what you can control, what you can't control. It's a great point. Yeah. Well, thanks, Alex. I'm going to have to stop now because my arm is completely dead. Sorry for the camera shake, folks, but hopefully you enjoyed that little interview there.